After a nearly 16-hour standoff, Indian commandos are gaining ground in their effort to rescue hundreds of hostages. But their work continues outside the Taj and Oberoi hotels. Meanwhile, 3 Israelis, including a rabbi, are being held hostage in this residential building. A man claiming to be one of the attackers spoke to an Indian television channel and described his motive.
Why don't you think about the atrocities being committed on Muslims in India? Why have you forgotten about the Babri Mosque? Why have you forgotten about the Muslims who were massacred in Gujarat? If we are fighting for our rights, why is that terrorism? If after atrocities we pick up an AK-47, what's wrong with that? And you call that terrorism? Muslims are picked up at random and thrown into prisons. Is that fair?
For the first time since the attacks, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh addressed the nation and condemned the violence.
I offer my deepest condolences to the bereaved families and sympathies to those injured.
In what has become a shocking but familiar scene in recent months across India, a series of personal and particularly brazen attacks brought death, destruction, and a sense of panic to Mumbai. The attackers used grenades and automatic weapons, storming into the city's largest train station, a movie theater, a hospital, and 2 5-star hotels.
Another blast inside the
Images of fires burning at the Taj and Oberoi hotels could be seen on many of India's private television channels.
So I was there with my hands up, just
British businessman Alex Chamberlain was in the Oberoi when gunmen stormed into one of the restaurants. The attackers, he says, wanted to kill foreigners.
The gunmen came into the restaurant and we were ushered, or some of us were ushered into the kitchen, and I think some of the others got out the back door. And then the gunman told us to go up the stairs, up the fire escape stairs, about 30 of us all together. So we're walking up each flight of stairs, and then he stopped us after 2 or 3 flights and told everyone to put their hands up and said, "Where are you from? You know, are there any British or Americans here? Show us your ID," and all this.
But most of the victims were Indians who were going about their daily lives in Mumbai's most upscale area. So well planned were the attacks, investigators say some of the gunmen pulled into Mumbai from the water in inflatable boats. Dozens of hostages were taken in the hotels, which led to a standoff with police.
They just kept saying to us all, be quiet, stay calm, you know, it'll be okay. But nobody actually had any information. But we could just hear it all. We could hear it when we knew when the army were in, because we could hear the army running through the hotel, and we just heard all the gunfire, we heard all the blasts.
As the killing went on late into the night, photos of some of the gunmen surfaced. Their pictures taken by hotel security cameras. Similar to recent attacks in India, an unknown group called the Deccan Mujahideen claimed responsibility in an email to local media. Investigators are trying to determine if this is a front name for a banned extremist group in the country, or if they are linked to an outside group. Todd Baer, Al Jazeera.